We saw that sharp drop right at the open of Asia trading. WTI futures still coming under pressure now. Is this related to the spike in COVID cases we see? Is this more related in terms of the volatility regarding the election week?
It looks like both are having a very big role. These renewed lockdowns in Europe have certainly stoked new demand concerns, and there are some that believe that a Joe Biden victory, we'll know in about 48 hours, could hurt the oil industry because he's focused on the environment. You look at the 5-day chart, you see we're a fourth day lower. That's the longest losing streak since September 8th. WTI oil futures fell slightly below 35. We dropped, as you mentioned, 6% right at the open of Asia electronic trading, stabilizing just a bit as we enter into some of the later hours. But if you look at the big picture, you'll see that in October, West Texas Intermediate had its biggest drop since the beginning of the pandemic. And the recent slide in prices has caused all the gains we saw in that sharp rally between April and August to be cut in half. The spike in COVID-19 cases, meanwhile, here in the U.S., on trading floors at the New York Stock Exchange to the private houses such as J.P. Morgan Chase or Goldman, mass are the standard. Those renewed concerns have as much to do with Europe as the spiking cases here in the U.S. It certainly gives a huge challenge to the already challenged rebound in oil demand. And trading statistics show we've seen a sharp drop in hedge funds, bullish bets on oil. Technical charts show the bears are in control. And the coming week is potentially pivotal. Not only election on Tuesday, but Fed policy meeting on Wednesday. And traders already looking ahead to the late November meeting for OPEC+.
No wonder we're seeing so much volatility, right? And we continue to see that in Brent crude as well. So how much is also the boost in Libya's output playing a role?
Well, Libya has a lot to do with this wild week kicking off the way it has, not only with the drop we're seeing in electronic trading, but take a look at Brent crude. It dropped 10% last week alone. In fact, many oil traders are saying that Brent crude is now oversold, the volatility likely to continue. And we look at how the independent oil producers are going to be meeting to talk about what they're going to do about output. Libya is front and center because their output is surging. They've gone from what had been about 100,000 barrel output to an 800,000 barrel output. They're on their way to 1 million, and that has a lot of OPEC watchers and oil industry veterans concerned. Of course, there will be a meeting later in the month on what OPEC Plus is going to do about a planned easing of the output curve set to take effect in January. It's likely they will have to delay that because of the deterioration in the oil prices. But the direction question for oil very much front and center as this action-packed week, all of which affects oil, takes place.